The Guilty Gear series has some of the most unique and iconic characters in the fighting game genre, but there are some characters that no one remembers, and I want to talk about them in this video. Now, we're going to be talking about characters from the mainline games and spin-offs. The criteria basing this off of is they must be playable. So no characters such as Aurelius, Gabriel, Vernon, and all of that stuff. Also no alternate versions of existing characters like Awaken, Kai, and Soul. Most of these characters I don't see being DLC for Strive because of either story reasons or having a similar weapon to an existing Strive character, as well as being too forgettable as well. But maybe one of these whack characters can make it in. So starting with Guilty Gear 2 Overture, we have Izuna. He is an ally that aids Soul and Sin during the events of Overture. I'm pretty sure he has been seen since this game, but he was mentioned in the excerpt, so maybe some silver lining, who knows. Definitely not. Damn! He is a yokai, which is a subgroup of the race known as magical foci. A magical foci is a random object that has come to life due to a soul being bound to them. Other characters that are magical foci are the character Ino and Abba's weapon known as Paracelsus. Honestly, we don't know much about this race in the lore, but I'm kinda intrigued to learn about them in future installments of Guilty Gear. Now, unlike Izuna, Dr. Paradigm has reappeared both in XIII and Strive. He is an aquatic gear that helps Soul and Sin during Overture alongside Izuna. He originally used a giant magic bubble to breathe on land, but Sin suggested why couldn't he use magic to breathe, and ever since, he hasn't used the bubble. Now the reason why he is not a character in this game right now is because Asuka took his spot.
I fear no man, but that man. It scares me.
Before we had Ramathal, Elfelt, and Jacko, we had the original Valentine, just named Valentine. She is definitely not returning for Strive because, spoiler alert, she's dead. And basically all of her core characterizations were given to the other Valentine sisters. Like her familiar, Lucifero, is now used by Ramathal. Her physical appearance is similar to Arya, therefore similar to Jacko. And Elfelt, I guess similar fit in XIII. Okay, I'm kind of pulling a stretch here, but I like to think that's a similarity. Now to introduce one of the best Guilty Gear characters of all time, from one of the spin-off games in Guilty Gear Isuka, we have Leopaldon. He is probably the weirdest character in the franchise. It's literally a dog fused with a gear controlled by a sorcerer, which I did not see the first time when I looked at this character. I'm like, who pays attention to the sorcerer up here, bro? Honestly, I thought the dog controlled the gear, but the dude controls the dog fused with the gear. Make sense? I know, right?
What?
His attacks consist of smacking you with his claws, and magic spells, which includes throwing fish at you. Honestly, if you told me that Daisuke was under the influence making this character, I would believe you, because I would never imagine of this character in my brain. Also from Isuka, we have Zako-Dan, which are 3 separate characters, named Zako A, B, C respectively. These characters were made for Isuka's Boost mode, which is like the side-scrolling action game, similar to River City Girls or Double Dragon. And all of them are wannabes. Zako A is a wannabe Soul, Zako B is a wannabe Garo from One Punch Man, and Zako C is a wannabe Chun-Li with freaky nails. Wait a minute. Now, from the greatest Guilty Gear game, Guilty Gear Petite, and its sequel, Petite 2, we have Fanny. She's a nurse that uses a syringe to battle. Basically, she's female Faust. And her story? She has a connection to Dr. Baldhead. What, you expect more to her story?
Yes, but actually no.
Now lastly, we're going to talk about Judgement from the game known as Guilty Gear Judgement, not to be confused with Gears of War Judgment. Now this game, unlike Isuka, which did have a side-scrolling mode, is mainly a side-scrolling beat-em-up exclusive to the PSP. This game has some of the weirdest things in Guilty Gear, and I kinda want to talk about them in a different video, but nevertheless, the final boss in this game is Judgement. He's also playable as well. This character is like if you combine Robokai and Asuka together. Before his name was Judgement, he was known as Raymond. He was the lead scientist of the Eastern European kingdom of Valentine, also a member of the Sacred Order of the Holy Knights. He basically worked on a remote island and exploited their inhabitants to try and create a weapon that could surpass the gears. And he planned on doing that by researching yokai. That's funny. But after he conducted his experiments, he was devoured by Inus, the Dark King of the Underworld. But when the player character defeated Inus, this allowed Raymond to absorb his power and become Judgement. But seriously though, this is the lamest backstory ever. Boring! I guess those are all of the playable characters that you may or may have not forgotten in Guilty Gear. Do you want to see some of these characters take a spot in Season 3 of Strive? Comment down below. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe for more dumb videos like this. Anyways, take care and have a nice day. See ya.
Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, our fates align, intertwine, a prelude to a brand new start, sailing anew, all of our dreams